I hear real women get on my page all the time and tell me the last thing I want is a woman president, especially this one. I don't think that that's a place for us. There's nothing wrong with being a woman. Women are the strongest creatures on the face of this earth, dude. You go up here to the hospital where my wife works, and you find me 3 male nurses in that entire hospital of 25,000 employees that completed nursing school with 2 children on her hip, being a single father, and holding a full-time job. I can show you 100 nurses per shift, female, that did that very thing. Women are amazing, but there's a place for everything. I don't need you out there running my fucking combine.
No.
Make my house a home. Raise my children.
We all have our skill set, and every skill set should be respected. And we prop each other up. That is how it was meant to be, and that is how it is. Period. It's not up for debate.
It's not up for debate. I mean, it's the truth. I don't know what to think about Harris sometimes. She just pisses me off. How the hell did she get in that position?
Well, I can comment on that, but I'll leave it to imagination at that point in time. She's one of those people that she failed upwards.
And I mean, if I don't mean to be mean, but Tim Walsh is weird. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, it's funny you say that, Sharon. Sharon, it's hilarious you say that.
But
it's funny you say that. So now the new thing that the leftists want to use against the Republicans is JD Vance is weird. That whole administration is weird.
Well, JD Vance is not weird, but
that's exactly what I just said a minute ago to y'all about everything that they're doing. They blame us and call us like, Harris is weird as hell. That chick will laugh at the most inopportune moment in time. She is as dumb as a stump, and her running mate is weirder than she is. So let's call the right weird and get in front of this.
Yeah.
Wait, but isn't it projection? Isn't it projection? It's the thing that you're doing. You project on someone else, right? It's projection.
Well, what cracks me up is this week's talking point. Last week it was Project 2025. Now Republicans are weird. That's the new talking point. It's like, man, one of them goes bah, they all go bah.
Michael, I was asking Bless earlier before you came up about Mike Waltz. Is it unusual to have someone like him coming out of college and going over to China and teaching English and history? I guess that was pretty hard.
Absolutely. You don't go to China and just live. And you don't do it with clearances and stuff like that. They're the communist nation.
He did this after college. And then every summer, he taught history and English, and every summer they'd go back. I guess they came here. I don't know what the hell. Maybe after they stopped going to China, he stopped English and history. Then they started going back every summer. I just thought it was kind of weird, and I wanted your take on it.
Have you looked into Kamala's husband?
Yeah.
He's wrapped up asshole deep with China, too.
He's got some ties with China as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't find it, but yes.
Oh, I didn't know anything about. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know she was married.
Why would Americans we're going to go to China and teach English and history and we're just going to be all buddy-buddy? That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, she embraced her blackness so much, she married a white guy.
I love you, Michael. I've been thinking about that.
Well, not to mention, she's listed, or at least her mother's listed as a Caucasian on her birth certificate.
Right. I was under the impression that she was Indian and like some sort of islander.
No, so the dad was Indian, she was Jamaican. Okay.
So her mom was Indian and what?
Dad is Jamaican.
Her dad is Indian and Irish.
No, her dad's from Jamaica. But everybody's assuming because you're from Jamaica, all of a sudden you must be black. They act like everybody in Jamaica. No, it's not the case. But her dad's from Jamaica. Her mother is Hindu Indian.
Right.
But her dad is definitely a Marxist.
Yep.
And not far away from being a Marxist.
Her father her father moved in. Her father was Indian and Irish and Scotch that lived in India and had slaves. I did a whole background on it.
Yes, Ireland background.
Oh, so he was.
I think that's her granddad that had the slaves.
Right, but it's her heritages and her granddad.
You're saying that the leftists run with misinformation, right?
Oh, 110%, sir.
Okay. Now, that being said, what is AI pushing right now? Misinformation.
Big bucks.
You mean the fake
Misinformation.
pictures at the rallies for Harris?
On both sides. On both sides.
Oh,
Our
no,
side
sir.
and their side. And here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to say. I came in, this live was shared to me twice. I was watching earlier and you guys were talking shit to people in your comments, the fucking left, libtards, whatever, right? Here's the thing, is there is misinformation being pushed on both sides, and it's divided we fall, united we stand, right? It's an old saying, it's been around forever, and it's fucking true. United we stand, divided we fall. And what's happening right now? We are being divided amongst each other and fighting amongst each other. Now, granted, Mike just jumped out of here, but he'll tell you, dude, I've been out in the streets since 2020 fighting against this shit in my community. I've been to DC. I've been fucking sat with some congressmen. I've been very, very active, to the point I've had the FBI kick in my door twice. I've been very, very active in my community. I've been out there. You guys can look it up, research it. You can ask Mike. So when I tell you I've been active, I don't get on fucking TikTok and just bitch and get in a box and talk about what my feelings are or what I think. I've been involved and I've been active in all of this since 2019. So what I want to tell you guys is divided we fall, united we stand. The more we fight with these people that are fucking getting misinformation and not going to the source, which are the politicians in your community, the fucking people that are being pushing this division, if you're not going there and we're just fighting amongst each other, you're part of the fucking problem.
What's happening is, for example, we're taking what's called fact from fiction. Okay, when the left and the right want to do these various things against candidates and they want to say this person's bad, Orange Man's bad. That's my favorite one. Orange Man's bad. But you know what? In 2016, my personal business that I had, okay, was doing a lot better. Okay, as opposed to 2020 to 2024, not so good. Okay, so I have to vote with what's best, A, in my pocket, B, my family, and C, my overall people as an entire place. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just have to look at those things. And like you said, you talk to your various politicians, and as I did as well, and I do my research, and I do things, and I find fact from fiction. Okay? Just the same as, Tampon Tim, stolen valor. I'm sorry. It's facts from fiction. I know it. I know for a fact. You don't get a badge that turns around and says you didn't go overseas and you turned around and fought in something foreign. You don't get to wear that badge. It's facts. Okay, same as Kamala has gone 18 days now without speaking to the press.
Yeah.
Period.
Ask one question really quickly. I'm just asking, and it's probably none of my business, but you brought it up, so I'm going to follow up. Why in the ass shit was the FBI breaking down your door?
Because I was a Proud Boy. I went to DC. I organized many events in Oregon where I live, that were, with the mandates. I was in the hospitals. I was in every fucking school board meeting, for months, every fucking night. I was up in Portland when they were rioting every fucking weekend with my buddies up there, fucking protecting our friends' homes, businesses every weekend.
And you know what? That's no reason for this effing.
And that's why. So that's why I'm saying is if we're going to get on social media and push, hey, this, that, or the other, it should be solutions. Hey, this is what works. This is what doesn't. This is what we should be doing. You know what I mean? When we get on here and we just talk shit and fucking diarrhea coming out of the mouth at each other and insults, it's fucking we become part of the problem. And you can take that for what it is. I'm not saying there isn't going to be arguments. There absolutely is whenever you have a discussion. But if we're not coming up with solutions and saying, hey, this is what we're doing out here in our community, and if you're not talking to the people in your community, if you're not talking to your neighbors, if you're not actively involved, but you're going to come on social media, and it's easy to do. Everybody gets on social media now and discusses things, but nobody's going out, and this is why we're losing. This is why we lose, is because we're not out there in our community doing anything. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you specifically.
Just curiosity.
Overall.
Ian, do you think you made a difference in all the things you've done?
Absolutely. In some ways, yes, I did. Matter of fact, last night I was watching a live on Facebook in my hometown where we left, and a group that I started in my hometown have now just gotten removed. The mayor, their entire city council removed from Cottage Grove seats, and they're getting a re-election because they did their homework. They went in, they put their noses down, and they found all the facts, and they took them in, and they made shit happen. They were in the business of making shit happen, and they got all these people removed, and now they're going to have new people in the seats. Everybody in the city is going to have a chance to vote because they have misappropriated so much money in my hometown. They have over 200 homeless people that are coming into this small town of Cottage Grove, where they've now got these warming centers where there is electricity, these little pods that they can live in, and the whole town has been overrun, and they're busing these people in.
Can I ask you what state that is?
I'm in Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Someone made a comment. That is such bullshit. They have zero respect for the Proud Boys. You know, during Bingo Day, I was in Austin, Texas. I was surrounded by nothing but you guys. That's probably the safest.
Well, I want to make it clear. I'm no longer a Proud Boy. I was for a while. I'm no longer a Proud Boy. But I just, you guys why I was being targeted, and that was part of the reason.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what? Just because you have FBI in front of your name doesn't give you the right to bully and harass people and intimidate. And that's what they've been doing for years. Okay.
Well, like I said, all I want to do is come up here and just, to make a difference, to do anything, you've got to be active in your community, and you've got to be consistently active in your community. And if you're not, it's all just fucking dust being thrown in. Yeah. So we're not making any kind of a difference. We're not making a headway. We're not doing anything that's going to further what we want to see for America if we're not fighting for it.
And clear up
not for nothing, but spay and neuter your Democrats is a funny comment.
Can you clear up the speculation that the PB are racist? That shit just pisses me off.
No, the Proud Boys are not racist. They're the chapter that I was in. We had guys that were of different races. When I went to DC, there were chapters from the East Coast that had members that were gay. I mean, so, the fact that people say that PB is racist is a joke. Now, there might be individuals that say or do dumb shit, but, of course, a single person can do or say something that will reflect on the whole.
That's the truth of any group, though.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, man.
I defy you to name me any group that doesn't have something, or someone that's a member, quote unquote, that is out of sorts.
Nobody's perfect.
It's amazing how the federal government didn't come after the little guys running around with the black helmets and shields. They let those guys, and then they
Isn't that fascinating?
Also, him who I have dealt with some Proud Boys and like a whole group of them, and I don't know, but I've had a bad experience, so I'm not sure. I don't know. From how I feel, from my perspective, I was called the hard R, and I don't think that's acceptable in any circumstance.
Okay, well, he left.
Yeah.
What state are you from?
Cali.
Were you involved in some kind of protest?
Nah.
Then why would you do that? Hold on.
I think we can all agree the hard R is not acceptable.
Yeah.
Maddie, but why would you think like that? You personally have had a bad experience.
Yeah.
And
I've been around these guys. I met quite a few of them, and I never see them as being bad guys.
No,
in fact, I thought they were more or less defenders because of bad players on the other side.
So
let's hear her explanation. Let her speak. Yes, Maddie, please explain the situation on everything.
I was on Discord or whatever. Like I was on that. And like all these guys, they're like, yeah, we're Proud Boys. We're gonna fight for you.
Don't say that because they got her like they say PBs.
Sorry, PBs. We're PBs. We're gonna do all this, and I'm like, I don't think you should talk about the government that way, because they were saying, oh, we're gonna go to the White House.
Are you sure they was actually that, or just saying that?
I don't know. I think they were actually, because they were saying they were gonna go to the White House and stuff like that. I don't know.
Ladies, enough of this. This is propaganda.
Yeah.
Enough.
Maddie,
propaganda. It happened to me. How do you mean propaganda?
Maddie, are you over 18, sweetheart?
Yeah, I know, Maddie. But
Okay.
sometimes, Maddie, things like people can say things that's not for real, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, go sleep, make believe somewhere else.
No, Maddie's a friend of mine, and Maddie comes in here all the time. But I don't know, Maddie, if that's I mean, I know it.
I mean, it was on Discord, so it could just be like kids on Discord being rude.
Yeah, but I don't.
That was my personal experience from what they were saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think that they're going to come out and tell you, first of all, that that's who their organization is, because that's not how they run things.
No.
I met several of these guys, and I mean, that's why I wanted to talk to this other guy, because I didn't want to see if he knew some of these guys. And these guys were, I've never seen them act aggressively. I have seen them defend when they've had to, and that's the only time they've done it. I mean, you had the left that was running around a few years ago, and they were using weapons, putting feces on people, bleach, everything. And they were the aggressors. And the others, that's what these guys were doing, was standing up to these guys.
Yeah, I think if that was on Discord, my baby, I don't think that was real. I think that was just people playing with you and trying to be me.
I'm sorry.
It just amazes me how that the Antifa guys were just basically they're all, you know, of course it's all the same old crap, that they're not even they're a movement, not an organization.
I honestly feel like they're paid actors. Like it's not.
Well, they are. A lot of them are paid. A lot of them are radicalized in colleges and so forth. But the thing about them is, though, is they were a very organized group, and that's after that is when the Proud Boys showed up.
And that, well, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel like Antifa was a whole, like, paid actor scenario to me.
I think at one point it was, but I've met some of them that are really radicalized, and a lot of them, they
Like I said, but January 6th, or I'm sorry, the date in January, on the date of the 6th, I have to use terminology correctly. It was a wonderful time. It was cold, it was windy, and it sucked. It was a long day, but I got to meet him all of, I don't know, 9 seconds of my life. But he was polite, he was nice, and he shook my hand. And you know what? At the same time, when everything went down, I realized, I was like, okay, I'm going back to the hotel. And keep in mind, the night before when we stayed in DC, no bars were open, no restaurants were open, nothing was open.
Yeah, I saw the videos
can
of that.
I say this? Just the weirdest thing. Just as an outsider, I wasn't anywhere around that happening. And just watching it on TV, I was like, well, this is the most civilized uprising, quote unquote, that I've ever seen in my life.
But they had scaffolding on the back of the building because they were doing, I guess, restructure or whatever. And you would have thought, knowing what was transpiring, they would have taken that scaffolding down. People were climbing that in 5 minutes once we were all dismissed.
That's a cute photo.
I got a question for you, Box.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think the FBI come in and seize the cell phones of the guy that impeached Kamala Harrison?
Why would they seize it? Obviously, at that point in time, if they felt it was necessary, they have information that they feel is worth an investigation. No, but also at the same time, just an FYI, when I was at the hotel I stayed at, a person that had said laptop from Nancy Pelosi showed it to me, and I said, "Get away from me! Goodbye."
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I just looked in on tech.
It's one bad apple, right?
I just looked on X, and Texas is one of the first states to ban Shara's law.
Sure. Okay, that's good.
What is that?
It's Muslim. It's good. It's a really big terrorist type thing.
Sharia?
Sharia, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Good.
And
That's why I
he's
asked
going to
you
get
about
his
the
ass kicked in the
bagels.
debate so bad. He should not have claimed anything. He should have kept his mouth shut, but he's an idiot.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw what he did in the state of Minnesota. He was an idiot there anyway.
I've seen everything, but the tampons in the boys' bathroom was epic.
Oh, 100%. They're
How
trying
do you explain to your child who comes home and wants to how would you explain to a young child, not a teenager, why there are tampons in the boys' bathroom?
if you had a nosebleed.
Oh, that'd be going.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's.
Can you
that's
imagine
my
if he came out and
go-to.
said, "Dad, can I have a quarter? Why? I need to buy a tampon." Jesus.
No, but it's a joke. It's a clown show. The problem is we're accommodating to things that are just like to an agenda that honestly, myself, like I can't speak for you guys, but myself, I can't comprehend. I just can't comprehend it. What are we doing?
Yeah, there's no comprehension. You cannot understand stupid things. And if